Good evening, you're watching Prime Time on Hornbill TV. Let's have a look at the news headlines. The Quad countries expressed deep concerns over the raging war in Ukraine and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, while affirming support for adherence to international law and respect for principles of the UN Charter. Emphasizing India's vision on One Earth, One Health, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday announced a $7.5 million support of sampling kits, detection kits and vaccines to nations to fight cervical cancer. Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal, during his Janata Ki Adalat address at Jantar Mantar on Sunday, said that he resigned because he did not come to do corruption or to earn money. Kerala Health Minister Veena George on Saturday confirmed that as of September 21st, 74 test results have returned negative so far and 267 people are on the contact list, including 81 health care workers. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Sunday slammed Farooq Abdullah's statement on bringing back Article 370 and said that nobody can bring back Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. Let's have a look at the news in detail. The Quad countries expressed deep concerns over the raging war in Ukraine and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, while affirming support for adherence to international law and respect for principles of the UN Charter, including territorial integrity, sovereignty of all states, and peaceful resolution of disputes. Expressing deepest concern over the war in Ukraine, the four countries underscored the importance of upholding international law and in line with the UN Charter. We express our deepest concern over the war raging in Ukraine, including the terrible and tragic humanitarian consequences, the declaration read. They reiterated that all states must refrain from the threat of the use of force against the territorial integrity and sovereignty of political independence of any state. The four countries also noted the negative impacts of the war in Ukraine with regard to global food and energy security, especially for developing and least developed countries. In the context of this war, we share the view that the threat of use of nuclear weapons is unacceptable. They affirmed the imperative of securing the release of all hostages held by Hamas and emphasized that the deal to release hostages would bring an immediate and prolonged ceasefire in Gaza. They also underscored the urgent need to significantly increase deliveries of life-saving humanitarian assistance throughout Gaza, as well as the crucial need to prevent regional escalation. Welcoming the UNSC resolution, the Quad nations urged all parties concerned to work immediately and steadily towards the release of all hostages and an immediate ceasefire. The Quad leaders expressed their commitment to two-state solution, which ensures a sovereign, viable and independent Palestinian, while also taking into account Israel's legitimate security concerns. While underscoring the need to prevent the conflict from escalating, they also voiced against Israeli expansion of settlements and violent extremisms on all sides. President Biden hosted Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese for the Quad Leaders Summit on Saturday in Wilmington, Delaware. The 6th edition of the Quad Leaders Summit is a farewell summit for both US President Joe Biden and Japan Prime Minister Fumio Kishida before they step down from their respective offices. Emphasizing India's vision of One Earth, One Health, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday announced a $7.5 million support of sampling kits, detection kits and vaccines to nations to fight cervical cancer. During the Cancer Moonshot event in Delaware, Prime Minister Modi highlighted the initiatives taken by India to fight cervical cancer and said India is ready to share its experience and expertise. He also stressed on an integrated approach of prevention, screening, diagnosis and treatment to reduce the cancer burden.
साथ ही भारत दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस स्कीम चला रहा है और सबको अफोर्डेबल कॉस्ट पर दवाइयां उपलब्ध कराने के लिए स्पेशल सेंटर्स भी बनाए गए हैं। भारत ने सर्वाइकल कैंसर के लिए अपनी वैक्सीन भी बनाई है और एआई की मदद से नए ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल भी शुरू किए जा रहे हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, भारत अपना एक्सपीरियंस और एक्सपर्टाइज शेयर करने के लिए तैयार है। आज कैंसर केयर में काम करने वाले भारत के कई एक्सपर्ट्स इस इवेंट्स में हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं। भारत का विजन है वन अर्थ, वन हेल्थ। इसी भावना से मैं क्वाड मूनशॉट इनिशिएटिव के तहत $7.5 मिलियन के सैम्पलिंग किट्स, डिटेक्शन किट्स और वैक्सीन का सहयोग देने की घोषणा करता हूं। रेडियोथेरेपी ट्रीटमेंट और कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में भी भारत सहयोग देगा। मुझे खुशी है कि इंडो पैसिफिक देशों के लिए गावी और क्वाड की पहलों के अंतर्गत भारत से 40 मिलियन वैक्सीन डोसेज का योगदान दिया जाएगा। ये 40 मिलियन वैक्सीन डोसेज करोड़ों लोगों के जीवन में आशा की किरणें बनेगी। As you can see, when the Quad acts, it is not just for nations, it is for the people. This is the true essence of our human-centric approach.
It may be noted that the Cancer Moonshot is a White House initiative to bring renewed leadership to the fight against cancer, facilitate new collaborations and drive progress across the cancer journey, utilizing all facets of the oncology community, federal agencies and departments, private companies, healthcare providers, patient groups, philanthropies and all Americans. We'll be right back after a short break.
What you see, what you hear makes a difference. Correct information about HIV helps you make better decisions.
Welcome back after the break. Let's go ahead with some more news. The government railway police in Agartala have arrested 11 Bangladeshi nationals at the Agartala railway station for illegally crossing the international border. 3 Indian touts, including one Assam, were also arrested for assisting in the illegal entry. All 14 individuals have been presented before the court, according to a police official. Tapas Das, the officer in charge of the GRP, said on Sunday that the authorities on Saturday apprehended 14 individuals for displaying suspicious behavior at the Agartala railway station. Upon investigation, it was confirmed that 11 of them were Bangladeshi citizens and the remaining 3 were Indian touts. 2 of the touts are residents of Tripura, while the third is from Assam, the police said. The group was planning to travel to Ahmedabad and Chennai via different trains. Preliminary investigations show that they crossed the border in search of better job opportunities in larger Indian cities, the officer said. The police have confiscated their smartphones, both Indian and Bangladeshi currencies, Bangladeshi documents and some personal belongings, Das told the media. Among the 11 Bangladeshi nationals, 7 are from Khagarachari district and the remaining 4 women are from Narail district.
আমাদের কাছে একটি অভিযোগ আছে যে দুলাল মিয়া নামে একটি ব্রহ্মছড়াতে বাড়ি একজন ছেলে পরিণমস্থিত হিন্দু মেয়ের সঙ্গে তার ভালোবাসার সম্পর্ক আছে। ওই সম্পর্কের ভিত্তিতে গত পরশুদিন দুলাল মিয়া মেয়েটিকে ইকোপার্কে নিয়ে যায়, ইকোপার্কে নিয়ে গিয়ে তার সাথে শারীরিক সম্পর্ক করে। তো মেয়েটি নাবালিকা, তার বাবার অভিযোগের ভিত্তিতে আমরা একটি মামলা নেই, যার নম্বর হচ্ছে 2024 TLM 062 under section 64 GNS 4 of POCSO Act and 66E of IPM। আমরা তাকে কালকেই আমরা গ্রেফতার করি এবং আজকে আমরা তাকে কোর্টে সোপর্দ করব।
দুলাল মিয়া, যিনি তোমার বয়স কত?
দুলাল মিয়ার বয়স 21 বছর।
গতকালকে বিকালবেলা মোট 14 জনকে আটক করা হয়েছে আমাদের আগরতলা রেল স্টেশন থেকে, আমরা জিআরপি থানা এবং আরপিএফ থানা মিলে। তো এর মধ্যে যে 11 জন তারা বাংলাদেশি ন্যাশনাল, তারা অবৈধভাবে বর্ডার ক্রস করে এসেছে এবং তারা ট্রেনে করে, মানে দূরপাল্লা ট্রেনে করে ওই আহমেদাবাদ এবং চেন্নাই যেতে চেয়েছিল এরকম বলেছে আর কি। আর আমরা তাদেরকে সহযোগিতা করছিল মানে আসা যাওয়াতে, এরকম আমরা 3 জন আমাদের যে ইন্ডিয়ান টাউট ওনাদেরকে অ্যারেস্ট করা হয়েছে, মোট 14 জন। আজকে তাদের মহামান্য আদালতে প্রেরণ করা হচ্ছে এবং পুলিশ রিমান্ডও চাওয়া হবে।
Arvind Kejriwal, the former Chief Minister of Delhi and Aam Aadmi Party chief, during his Janta Ki Adalat address at Jantar Mantar on September 22nd, said that he resigned because he did not come to do corruption or to earn money. He came to change the politics of the country. He also added that he didn't come in politics to do dirt, nor in greed of power. He reminded of his previous job as income tax commissioner, where he could have earned crores if he wanted to earn money.
जेल से बाहर आ गए और जेल से बाहर आने के बाद मैंने इस्तीफा दे दिया। आपके मन में ये चल रहा होगा कि केजरीवाल ने इस्तीफा क्यों दिया। मैंने इस्तीफा इसलिए दिया क्योंकि मैं ये सब करने के लिए, गंद करने के लिए नहीं आया था। मैं भ्रष्टाचार करने के लिए नहीं आया था। मैं सत्ता का लालच, सत्ता की भूख नहीं है मेरे को सीएम की कुर्सी की भूख नहीं है। मैं पैसे कमाने नहीं आया। पैसे कमाने होते इनकम टैक्स कमिश्नर की नौकरी करता था, उस नौकरी में जितने करोड़ों रुपए चाहता मैं कमा सकता था। पैसे नहीं कमाने, देश के लिए आए थे, भारत माता के लिए आए थे।
Meanwhile, hitting out at PM Modi-led government, Kejriwal said that these leaders have thick skin. They are not affected by the allegations, but he is affected and he is not a leader. He mentioned that he will leave the CM's bungalow in a few days, though he doesn't even have a house. Addressing the rally, he said that he earned only love in 10 years, the result of which he is getting calls from so many people asking him to take their house. Further, Kejriwal added that after the Shraddh is over, at the beginning of Navratri, he will leave the house and come and stay at the house of one of the citizens.
को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, इन नेताओं की मोटी चमड़ी है, इनके ऊपर जितने मर्जी आरोप लग जाएं, इन नेताओं को फर्क नहीं पड़ता। दोस्तों, मैं नेता नहीं हूं, मेरी मोटी चमड़ी नहीं है, मेरे को फर्क पड़ता है। मेरे पे जब ये कीचड़ फेंकते हैं बीजेपी वाले, मेरे को जब ये चोर कहते हैं, मेरे को जब ये भ्रष्टाचारी कहते हैं, मेरे को जब ये गाली देते हैं, मेरे को फर्क पड़ता है। आज मैं बहुत दुखी हूं, आज मेरी आत्मा पीड़ित है, मैं अंदर से बहुत दुखी हूं और इसीलिए मैंने इस्तीफा दिया। मैंने अपनी जिंदगी में केवल इज्जत कमाई है, मैंने अपनी जिंदगी में केवल ईमानदारी कमाई है। मेरे बैंक में कोई पैसा नहीं है, मेरी पार्टी के बैंक में कोई पैसा नहीं है, मैंने केवल इज्जत कमाई है। आज 10 साल के बाद जब मैंने इस्तीफा दिया है, थोड़े दिन में मैं सीएम का बंगला छोड़ दूंगा। आज दिल्ली के अंदर मेरे पास घर भी नहीं है रहने के लिए। मेरे को कई लोग कहते हैं, कैसा आदमी है यार तू, 10 साल राजनीति करी, 10 साल सीएम रह गया, 10 साल में तो 10 कोठियां बन जाती, 10 घर बन जाते, 10 प्लॉट बन जाते। मैंने कुछ नहीं कमाया 10 साल के अंदर, केवल आपका आशीर्वाद कमाया, आपका प्यार कमाया है 10 साल के अंदर। और उसी प्यार का नतीजा है, आज जब मैं घर छोड़ूंगा, मेरे पास इतने लोगों के फोन आ रहे हैं, इतने लोगों के मैसेज आ रहे हैं, जी मेरा घर ले लो, मेरा घर ले लो, मैं किराया नहीं लूंगा, मेरा घर ले लो। मैं आप सब लोगों का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं। अभी श्राद्ध चल रहे हैं, श्राद्ध खत्म होने के बाद जैसे ही नवरात्रे शुरू होंगे, मैं सीएम आवास छोड़ दूंगा और आप में से ही किसी के घर आके मैं आपके साथ रहना चालू कर दूंगा।
Stay tuned, we'll be back after a short break.
Do you know how HIV is transmitted? There are 4 ways. 1. Unprotected sex with an infected person. 2. Sharing of infected needles and syringes. 3. Infected mother to child. And 4. Infected blood transfusion.
Welcome back after the break. Let's have a look at some more news. Hours after taking oath as Delhi Chief Minister along with her cabinet, Aam Aadmi Party leader Atishi allocated portfolios to the Council of Ministers and retained all the 13 departments that she held earlier as minister. Among her ministerial team, Saurabh Bhardwaj has 8 portfolios, Gopal Rai 3, Kailash Gehlot 5 and Imran Hussain 2. Mukesh Ahlawat, the new face in the government, has 5 portfolios. Atishi has portfolios of Public Works Department, Power Education, Higher Education, Training and Technical Education, Public Relations, Revenue, Finance, Planning Service, Vigilance, Water, Law, Justice and Legislative Affairs, and any other portfolio not specially allocated to any other minister. Saurabh Bhardwaj has portfolios of urban development, irrigation and flood control, health, industries, art, culture and language, tourism, social welfare and cooperative. Gopal Rai has retained portfolios of development, general administration, environment, forest and wildlife. Kailash Gehlot has retained home, information and technology and transport department, and also has administrative reforms and women and child development. Imran Hussain has retained food and supply and election department. Mukesh Ahlawat has portfolios of Gurudwara elections, SC and ST, land and building, labor and employment. These portfolios were being handled by Raj Kumar Anand, who resigned and joined BJP. Atishi was elected leader of Aam Aadmi Party Legislative Party after Arvind Kejriwal resigned as Delhi Chief Minister days after he was released on bail in the Delhi excise policy case. Atishi and ministerial team took oath of office at a ceremony in Raj Bhavan. United States President Joe Biden has announced a program to train Indo-Pacific doctors to conduct cervical cancer screenings and vaccinations. The announcement was made at the Cancer Moonshot event in his hometown of Wilmington, Delaware, on the sidelines of the Quad Summit. He made the announcement at the Cancer Moonshot event in Wilmington, Delaware, his hometown. Held on the sidelines of the Quad Summit, Biden said from next year, doctors and nurses from the U.S. Navy will begin a program to train Indo-Pacific counterparts in conducting cervical cancer screening and vaccination, so we can reach every woman in the region. Today, America, Australia, India and Japan choose to fight for every patient, asking for one more day, one more week, one more year. President Biden accompanied Quad leaders Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida to the Cancer Moonshot event. The US President stressed the need for screening and vaccination of cervical cancer that claims lives of 150,000 women in the Indo-Pacific region.
In fact, we have prevention and screening tools and treatments to make the first cancer ever to be eliminated. It is still one of the most deadly cancers across the world. Every year, 150,000 women die from cervical cancer in the Indo-Pacific. Every year. That's more than double the population of this city. We can't and will not let that continue. The four of us are proud democracies. We're coming together to deliver a better hope, more.
That is all we have for now. For more news and updates, keep watching Hornbill TV.